This is DiSC, a simple tool to help you understand yourself and others. It describes 4 basic styles: D, dominance; I, influence; S, steadiness; and C, conscientiousness. Each of these styles experiences and processes conflict differently. Here's how it works. First, everyone has a dot. That dot tells you your DiSC style. And these words around the circle, they're called priorities. Together, they tell your story in conflict. For instance, people with the D style are direct and tough-minded. They have a strong need to shape their environment. So in conflict, they often take control, overshadowing others. Because they're assertive, they speak up about problems and stick up for themselves. And they can sometimes be forceful, justifying their side of the story when they're convinced they're right. People with the I style tend to be lively and enthusiastic. In conflict, they openly express their frustration or hurt, often needing to release what's building inside. And they assert themselves, hoping that they'll be acknowledged and heard, although sometimes this overwhelms others instead. And because they want reassurance, they may revisit the conversation until they feel the relationship is okay. Those with the S style are generally patient and even-tempered. Since they care so much about harmony, they're often quick to compromise or accommodate others in conflict. They worry about possible damage to the relationship, and so they'll look for ways to reassure the other person, hoping for the same in return. And they also want stability, so they often project calm and appear to agree on the surface, even if resentment is simmering underneath. And finally, the C style tends to be analytical and private. Because they prize objectivity, they rely on facts during a conflict and may dismiss more emotional points of view that make them uncomfortable. When emotions do start to rise, even just a little, it can threaten the stability they crave. And rather than provoke an outburst, they may withdraw or just stay quiet. They work to frame any disagreement rationally, creating intricate, logical justifications for their position. Now, in the real world, of course, your dot can be between 2 styles, such as in the area between I and S. And you can have 4 or even 5 priorities. For example, in addition to reassurance, expression, and harmony, you might also share the priority of objectivity with your C coworkers. Ultimately, DiSC is not only a way for you to understand yourself better, but also a tool to appreciate different approaches to conflict. Compared to you, the situations that stress other people out might be completely different. But when you start to understand the different needs and motivations behind each DiSC style, that's when conflict starts to shift from being a headache to actually being productive.